What is up, everybody? It's your girl Diamond Monet here, back with another video. And today I actually have a reaction for you guys, for us actually. We all about to be reacting to this. So there is this video of Jason Lee revealing the truth about Beyonce and Jay-Z's quote-unquote separation. Okay, I don't know if this is real, fake, whatever the case may be. I don't know if this is the tea that Jason Lee claimed that he had on Beyonce when he went on that little rant, basically blackmailing her, talking about something. I got some secret information. If you don't want the information out, I need to have Kelly Rowland up here. Remember when he said that? So anyway, girl, we're gonna watch this reaction. We're gonna watch this video, and I'm gonna give my reaction to it. I'll say at the end. It's about 12-13 minutes long. So let's watch.
Now,
maybe she doesn't know.
Beyonce doesn't know.
Yeah, I don't think Beyonce. They're not going to share that with her.
Yvette knows. I got the receipts. I still have the receipts.
But what I've heard about them as a couple is that they've been living separate lives for a very long time. So they together, but they living separate.
Are there women who are supporting Cassie who maybe have some stories about you that might feel a bit similar? You need to be put on mute. This is not your time.
So word on the street is that Jason Lee has some real tea to spill on Beyonce and Jay-Z's rumored marriage problems. And folks are now saying Jason actually tried to hint at their separation way before any of us even peeped it. So if you've been scrolling through socials these past weeks, you likely saw Jason blowing up and throwing shade at Queen Bey right on his talk show. A few months back, Jason straight up blackmailed Beyonce on camera, saying he'd spill some serious dirt about her and Jay's marriage unless she got Kelly Rowland to bless his show. Now back then, folks didn't really get what he was going on about, and they dragged him through the mud for coming at Beyonce like that. But hold up, with all these fresh rumors swirling about Beyonce possibly calling it quits with Jay-Z, everybody's going back to what Jason spilled. And let me tell you, the deets are way messier than you thought. Y'all grab a seat, because this tea is steaming, and I am not sipping it alone.
And we can take it back a step further. We can go all the way back to when he was trying to get with Aaliyah. The Foxy rumors. This man has a legit history of what he's allegedly doing to Beyonce now. So why is it so far-fetched to y'all to think that he's not doing the same thing to Beyonce? Just because it's Beyonce? I'm gonna need y'all to take y'all stand caps off and put your thinking caps on.
All right, so let me break down this drama for y'all. So the whole situation with Jason Lee started back in December when Jason caught feelings because Beyonce left him off the guest list for her Renaissance movie premiere bash in London. Now, she invited a bunch of other influencers, but not our boy Jason. So he went on camera saying that Beyonce doesn't support black media. Jason also claimed he dropped 40 grand on Renaissance concert tickets and swag for his crew, thinking that was his golden ticket to the event. But Beyonce didn't send that invite his way, even though she hooked up other influencers who barely ride for her and definitely didn't drop half the cash he did on her gear.
I think optically, when you don't include other black leaders in the culture in the fold, I mean, that just take me out of it. The Breakfast Club, I mean, you should have honored and brought more black, and I spent thousands of over $40,000 in tickets and shared the experience with friends. And I've done a lot, and I'm not even going to say it here because if I did, this internet, Beyonce's good internet, would go crazy.
Now check this out. It's about to get real messy. After Jason spilled all the tea and the little rants, he went on his show and started dishing some of the dirt he claimed to have on Beyonce. And let me tell you, the guests on that show were shooketh to the chorus. Like, their jaws were literally on the floor. And then Jason took it to the next level and straight up blackmailed Queen Bey, saying that he's only going to keep his mouth shut about the info he's holding if she can work some magic and get Kelly Rowland to sit down for an interview with him.
I'm going to tell them while Johnny puts a beep over this part of the show, so you'll never know what it is, but I want you to see their reaction.
He is so full of it, y'all.
And that's where I go back to, like, we're friends in the game. We support each other. We help each other out. Can you imagine had I put that on Hollywood Law? Oh, there's one more thing. Beat this, Johnny.
Woo!
So that in itself, I think Beyonce could have gave me a, you know what I mean? Like, there should be a little love there. Now,
maybe she doesn't know.
Beyonce doesn't know.
Yeah, I don't think Beyonce. They're not going to share that with her.
Yvette knows. I got the receipts. I still have the receipts. Yvette, no, I got the receipts. I got them. Now, if I get that message to Beyonce,
yes,
I can get it to be. I'm connected. I could get the message to Beyonce.
She needs to know.
And I think people like her publicist, who I love, and I'm just being critical. That's just what
this is messy, honey. This is messy.
Then it's gonna be a problem. Then I'm putting out receipts. The receipts I just told you about, then I'll put those out.
What's the receipts?
The fires that will come.
What do y'all think it is?
I ain't going nowhere. I'm telling you right now, I'm not playing this industry game.
Now, back then, fans dismissed Jason's rant, claiming he was just salty. Plus, no one really believed he actually had some tea to spill on Beyonce. But fast forward to today, and now that rumor mill is buzzing with speculations about Beyonce maybe splitting from Jay. Social media users are connecting the dots, saying maybe this was the hot tea Jason was waving around and threatening to spill on Beyonce. Now, for those who might be a bit lost on where these divorce rumors even started, let me break it down. We all know Jay had stepped out on Beyonce before, and he's been linked with multiple women over the years. But this latest drama kicked off when people started digging into Jay-Z and his ties with Diddy. And word on the street is that Beyonce got hit with some major blindsides about the shady moves Jay was making with Diddy, and how she's now allegedly trying to untangle herself from the mess before it all blows up in their faces. Now, we all know that Jay-Z and Diddy used to be tight like glue for literally decades, but things recently took a turn. Just months before Cassie dropped her lawsuit bomb, Diddy spilled the beans in an interview, saying only his mom and Jay-Z get the privilege of calling him Sean. Basically, he was implying that they were like real brothers. But see, at the time of this interview, Diddy most likely knew that Cassie was preparing to file her bombshell lawsuit. In fact, Cassie's lawyers claimed that Diddy was trying to negotiate with Cassie for a long time, allegedly offering her millions in exchange for her silence. And this is what some folks are now speculating, that Diddy name-dropped Jay-Z in that interview on purpose, almost like he was sending him a warning to stay out of the whole mess with Cassie, because Diddy could
That's a ugly nigga.
Whispers in the industry are saying Jay shares a lot in common with Diddy in terms of how they treat women. In fact, Jaguar Wright recently made some bold allegations against Jay, claiming that he's even worse than Diddy, and that the only reason he's staying silent on the Diddy drama is because he knows Diddy could drag him down with him and expose how Jay allegedly treats his wife.
Sean Carter is worse.
Uh-oh. Oh, man.
He's smarter. He's patient. He's not sloppy.
Mm-hmm.
This been lining up people he calls friends and stepping to the side while they get hit by the guillotine for 30 years.
But hold up, there's more to spill on this tea party. Jaguar also went deep.
It ain't no way that you don't have longevity in the game, though, without it.
Artists from Foxy Brown and Aaliyah to Tiara Marie and possibly even Rihanna. And don't even get me started on his friendship with R. Kelly and the way he refused to cut ties with Kelly even after Kelly's disgusting crimes were exposed.
Saw Jay-Z. And he was working with R. Kelly and they were making so many records together. You know, they made all of those records together. They both, Aaliyah, they shared so much in common. Whoever talks about best of the both worlds, best of both worlds. Nobody talks about that.
Nobody talks about this yet.
Nobody talks about that project.
But that's smooth under the rug.
Why?
On top of all this, Beyonce's fans have been out here side-eyeing her relationship with Jay for a minute. First of all, there's been a lot of mystery about how and when they first met. Beyonce claims she was 18 when they met and started dating a year later. But in a 2007 interview with Charlie Rose, Jay-Z got all nervous when Rose asked him how long he had known B. And then he let it slip that they met 10 years ago.
Wow, a long time. 10 years? However long she's been recording. That's when I met her.
Well, don't you remember how long it was?
Yeah, when I met her. I mean,
was it 5 years ago? Was it?
I met her 10 years ago.
But did you say to yourself at that time, "Wow"?
That's a fantastic talent.
Was that what you said?
Yeah.
So if you do the math, they met in 1997. That would mean Beyonce was either 15 or 16, while Jay was 28. People are now also digging into the receipts about Jay's past relationships before Beyonce. And word on the street is he was getting cozy with Foxy Brown when she was just 14 or 15, promising to make her a Hollywood success. Basically, I'm talking about some very similar vibes to what Diddy pulled with Cassie when she was just 19 and he was 36. To add to this, there have been a lot of rumors over the past few years that Jay got got Beyonce hooked on some substance. Again, just like Diddy did to Cassie. Beyonce's supposed ex-bodyguard, Uncle Ron, claimed that Jay's got the reins in their relationship, pulling the strings and keeping Beyonce under his control with substances.
Yeah, Beyonce's on. She's been on for a long time, and you keep her that way.
And then Jaguar made some similar allegations, claiming that Beyonce is basically living like a prisoner in a gilded cage.
Y'all talking about free Britney. Y'all need to be doing a campaign that say free Beyonce. She is a prisoner in a gilded cage.
But there's another twist that sent these divorce rumors on a roll.
I don't know if I believe that though, y'all. It's really hard to believe.
Beyonce against the Grammys, calling them out for never giving her that Album of the Year nod. Now, a bunch of folks were nodding their heads in agreement, giving Jay props for standing up for his queen. But people clocked how Beyonce looked all kinds of uncomfortable and annoyed during his Grammy defense. And it was also bizarre how, instead of Jay calling her by her name, he went with this young lady.
So even by your own metrics, that doesn't work. Think about that. Most Grammys never won Album of the Year. That doesn't work.
Also, as soon as Jay wrapped up his little speech, he, Beyonce, and Blue dipped. And you gotta admit, this was all kinds of weird because Jay was there to pick up his Global Impact Award. So he respects the Grammys enough to receive an award from them, but at the same time, he thinks those same people are biased against his wife. Like, make it make sense. Plus, why put your wife on the spot like that and then not even call her by her name or at least say, my wife? I don't know, y'all, but the whole thing gave me weird vibes, and honestly, it reminded me of how Diddy shouted out Cassie when BET gave him that Lifetime Achievement Award just months before Cassie's lawsuit dropped. Anyway, rumor has it that Beyonce has been working so hard lately, like pushing out her hair care line and dropping a new album, all because she's on a money mission trying to build her business empire independent of Jay before all the deets about Jay's alleged shady business with Diddy hits the fan. And now some fans are saying that T. Jason Lee claimed he had on Beyonce probably had something to do with Jay-Z and his friendship with Diddy, because Jason made those comments just weeks after Cassie dropped her lawsuit, and people started connecting the dots between how Diddy treated Cassie and how Jay allegedly treats his wife. Y'all, I told you this whole situation is messier than a spilled drink, and Jason might have some serious tea in his hands about Jay and Beyonce. Now, we're not sure if he's gonna spill the whole pot, but one thing's crystal clear. When he starts talking, he's not holding back. Anyway, the social platforms are buzzing with thoughts and opinions on this drama. And fans are saying they won't be surprised if Jay-Z really turns out to be worse than Diddy. One fan said it felt as if Jay-Z was giving his farewell speech and ranting before throwing them deuces. No matter your status, you can't run from the skeletons that are in your closet. It was very different seeing his daughter Blue on stage accompanying Jay-Z, and she's dressed for the Grammys versus this young lady, in his words, B, who's sitting in the audience dressed like she's going to a rodeo. But a lot of people are convinced that Beyonce is not a victim. She's
the shade.
Her own skeletons falling out of the closet behind Jay's. Someone said, I don't think Beyonce is as innocent as they make her.
Me either.
Jay and Bey need to stay married, so they can't testify against each other. But let me know how you feel about all this talk about the Carters. Do you think Beyonce...
First of all, the tea, the shade, the innuendo, the secrets of the industry. Y'all, I am so interested in trying to figure out if Jason Lee is really onto something. Me personally, I don't dig his vibe. I don't really like him. And I don't like the fact that he was kind of sort of hinting at blackmailing Beyonce. But at the end of the day, he's in the industry, been in the industry a long time. He really does have longevity in the game, no matter all of his dealings with, you know, him being a little shady queen or whatever. He's still thriving. So something, you have to say something about that. So he probably is really telling some sort of truth, even though we don't know what that truth is. But watching this video with y'all for the first time, I don't know, y'all. It's just people do some really, really awkward things. I remember when P. Diddy shouted out Cassie like that. Like, I remember that moment, and I'm looking like on the sidelines, like, you ain't been with this chick in a few years. She got a husband and she got 2 kids with that man. Why are you even mentioning her name? And then for November to come and us to find out all of the things that happened in that relationship, it's like, oh, you was basically like poking the bear. Like, I dare you. And boom, she did what she had to do. So then now for the Grammys to happen and Jay-Z to basically say what he said about that young lady Beyonce and her looking weirded out like she looked, it might be some stuff about this too. Jason Lee might be onto something. I'm interested to see how things unfold, and we're gonna follow this story closely. Okay, we following it. We following all the tea, all the tea to the end, girl. So anyways, let me know how you guys feel about this in the comment section. So let's talk about things. Do you think Jay-Z is in cahoots with P. Diddy? Do you think Jay-Z and Beyonce are going to be divorced? How do y'all feel about Blue Ivy? She loves her daddy too, and I'm looking at it like, Beyonce would not. She's a smart, calculated woman. I don't think she would align herself with like somebody as evil as P. Diddy. You know what I mean? Meaning Jay-Z. I don't think that. And they've been together for so long. He might have cheated on her and things of that nature, but I really don't feel like she would like put herself in harm's way as to some of the dealings that are like closely associated with what P. Diddy was doing with Cassie. But you really never know. I think she's been on a slow and steady decline since Matthew, her dad, hadn't been her manager anymore. I think he was the glue holding everything together. And to like relinquish Beyonce off on Jay-Z like Matthew did, and then for Matthew to be spending all this money behind his daughter's back and having these affairs, I think everything kind of went in disarray. And the way things went in disarray, I think Beyonce might not have been quite ready. And so she looked to her husband as like a father figure, and I don't know if he's been dealing with her the right way. So who knows? We'll see how this thing unfolds. Until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more. All right, see you soon.